Hello, I am Brajendra. Welcome to lesson 19 of C programming language. In this video, we will study loops, while loop and do while loop present in C programming language. So, what is the plan? As usual, first basic syntax of while loop, followed by most common use case, then loop head, test expression, then loop body, scope of variables, break, continue, nesting, and few working programs. Now, what is the basic syntax? Basic syntax is while, then some test expression which evaluates to true or false. So, this is referred to as loop head, followed by pair of braces. This makes the body of the loop. So, this opening brace, one or more statements, and then the closing brace. This makes the body of the loop. Remember, I repeat, if you have to write only one statement as body of the loop, you need not to enclose it within pair of braces. Okay, but if you have to write more than one statement, then it is essential to have pair of braces. So this is the loop body. Remember, while is a keyword. That means you can make use of while only the way it has been defined, or for only that purpose for which it has been defined. Then the most common use case is like this. Here on the left hand side, some pseudocode you can say, while I less than 5, assuming I has been declared before this while keyword. So this is the test expression. So this statement, this body of the loop would be executed unless this test expression fails. So this is the loop head. Let me clear this. So this is the loop head, including the keyword while and test expression. The test expression is this one, I less than 5. Then the statements, whatever statements you need to execute, this makes the loop body. The scope of variables is important. It is just like for loop. Assume that I has been declared before while. Then what happens? If I have declared another variable int j, another variable j of type integer, then if I make use of j outside the loop body, then there would be syntax error, because j would be treated as being undefined. So scope of the variables is the loop body. So here I have declared a loop variable j. It is accessible and it is valid only within this pair of braces. Outside it, it is not known. Okay. A pair of braces makes a loop or a scope. Sorry, a pair of braces makes a scope. So wherever you want to make a scope, you can make use of pair of braces. Okay, and any variables declared inside the loop body are local to the body. So it is one and the same thing. First point and 3 points, a third point, they are related to each other. Now the break is a keyword. It means you can use break only for the purpose it has been defined for. The break breaks the loop at that point where it has been executed. Loop breaks if either break is executed or test expression here it fails. And remember, in case of nesting, only that loop is broken inside which the break is executed. So here it will keep on executing this printf. It will come here, and if it encounters break, it will come out of the loop from this point itself. Continue is also a keyword, so it can be used only the way it has been defined or the purpose it has been defined for. And what happens is, unlike break, what does it do? Sorry. As soon as continue is executed, it skips, here it is executed, it skips the remaining statements and goes back to the test expression. So it continues with the testing of the expression. If it is true, it again enters the loop. Okay, and it continue affects only that loop inside which it has been executed, just like for loop. Just like for loop, there is no limit on depth of nesting. You can have while inside a while, inside a while, inside a while, and so on. Now let us see do while. There is one basic difference between while and do while loop in C language. In while, whether test expression, if test expression is true, then only body is executed. Here it is loop head, you can say, and here is the test expression, and this is the loop body within the pair of parentheses. Fine. Now what happens is, irrespective of whether the test expression would fail for the first time or not, loop body would be executed at least once. Whereas in case of while, the test expression may fail in the very first instance. Okay, so if you want to make sure that the loop body has to execute at least once, then make use of do while. So what will happen? It will execute the loop body, then it will test the test expression. And remember, this is very important here, semicolon. Number of times students or programmers, they tend to forget the use of the semicolon. As I told you in one of the videos, it is a statement terminator. So do while loop terminates here, and do and while both are keywords, so you can use them only for the purpose they have been defined for. Now let us see some working programs. Here the smallest while loop, here while, in one of the videos I told you, this constant expression, since it is not 0, it will be treated as true. So this is an infinite loop, smallest while loop, but it is an infinite while loop, because there is no, the condition would never become false, because it is a constant which is not 0. So let me execute it here. While smallest, it is doing nothing, it is executing the infinite loop. So in Linux operating system, I would have to use Control C to terminate it. Okay, now let us see next program. Here is another infinite loop, but it is not the smallest while loop. Okay, here I have declared this variable of type integer while 1. So this is the test expression, which is an infinite loop, and this is the pair of braces. Within the pair of braces, whatever we write, it will be treated as body of the loop. So it is asking me to type in an integer. So let me first execute it. While infinite, type in an integer. It is waiting for me to type a number, which has to be an integer, and it is waiting for me here. So if value of this variable is 0, then only it will execute break, otherwise it will print this value and continue with the loop. So let me type some number which is not 0, so let it be -2. It has printed the value, it checks if it is 0, it is not, so it will print this value and it will continue with the test expression. So again it will keep on asking. Now if I say 0, then it will come out of the loop. Sorry, another program here, general while program. Let me do like this. Now you can see here I have declared one variable and initialize it to 0, and while I is less than 5, it will keep on incrementing it. So general use, so I have not written any statement to print within the body, so there is only one statement inside the body, so no need to use a pair of braces. Then I have declared one variable of type float, real number, 0.3 initialized, and if it is less than or equal to 1.2, it will print and increment the value of f by 0.3. So how many times it is expected to print values? 4 times. 0.3, then add it to 0.3, it is 0.6, then 0.9 and 1.2. But you can see here it has printed here 0.3, then 0.6, 0.9, and then I have used one printf backslash n so that one blank line is printed here. Okay, now what is it doing? It is printing only thrice the value of f. Now it will become clear. Number of times I have told you this in the videos regarding floating point numbers. I repeat, all floating point numbers cannot be represented exactly in binary floating point representation IEEE 754. Okay, so now here in this statement printf, I have increased the precision. So more digits after decimal point. So now you can see here, actually it is not 0.3, it is 0.300000001. So it is little more than, it is little a bit greater than 0.3. So this is the internal representation. Okay, now increment it by 0.3, so its value is 0.6 and 6 zeros followed by 2. So 8 digits after decimal point. Now here third time it becomes a number which is 0.9 and 6 zeros and 4. So this 0.9 followed by 6 0 and 4, it is less than 1.2. Next time when you add 0.3, it will be definitely greater than 1.2, and that is why it prints only 3 times the value of variable f. Now another program, the continue. Okay, so let me execute it. While continue. Okay, type in an integer. So I will type an integer, maybe 4. Now you can see here success scanf, after reading some value from the keyboard, it returns the number of successfully read and converted data types, data values. So if we have we were expected to type one value, if it successfully reads the value of type integer, success would be initialized to 1, otherwise some number 0 or less than 0. So if success is less than or equal to 0, it means it failed. So it means whatever you typed, it is there in the keyboard buffer. So you read it, don't use it. So it will be clear and it says continue. It means it will skip the remaining body of the loop. It means it will not execute these statements. It will directly come here, and from here it will go back to while. That is, it will again test expression. Since it is 1, it is true. Okay, so again it is it will print the type in an integer, and it will wait for me to type it. So let me see. I have typed 4 on the left hand side. You see 4 minus 5. It will say minus 5. Now if I type a value 0, it will continue. So it will, value of success would be 1, because I have supplied 1, because I was supposed to supply one value of type integer. Okay, so this if will not be executed, this will be executed. Okay, and it will break the while loop. Now here let me check. If I say a, capital A, which is not an integer, what does it do? The success is less than equal to 0. It did not read an integer, so it said get char. It means it will remove it from the buffer, and it continues, again comes back here, type in an integer. Now if I say suppose 0, that comes out of the loop. So this example demonstrates the usage of continue as well as a break and an infinite loop in C programming language. Now the example for do while. So these are the self-explanatory statements. I have declared and initialized 2 integer variables. Now here do, this is the body of the loop. So this would be printed, type in an integer to find the square of. Okay, so if I want to square some number, type in that integer, so it will read that number, then it will print the square. Want to continue, okay, 1 for yes and any other number for no, and read that option. So what will it do? It will print this one. If I supply one number, it will print the square of that number, that integer, and then it asks whether you want to continue, 1 for yes and any other number for no. So if you want to continue, type 1. This is a general use of a do while, because this body of the loop would be executed at least 1. So once. So let me execute this do while. Type an integer to find the square of -5. It has printed 25. Want to continue? If I want to continue, so I will not type 1. Yes, type in the value to square. Want to continue? Any other number, so I say 0 suppose, so it comes out of the loop, isn't it? So in the next video we will study one of the most important you can say organizing principles of data, arrays. Okay, that is all in this video. Thanks for watching.